Okay, Mike Hickman here. I'm here with Lisa Greubel, our Executive Vice President. That's a big title.
Yes, it
Welcome,
is.
Lisa.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Lisa's the proud mother of 3 wonderful children and a wonderful husband. Great family.
Thank you.
You betcha. You have a wonderful family. Love them. They're just great, great kids and great family. So moving into real estate a little bit. You know, it's a very interesting time in our business, in our industry as a whole. I think in 2022, or in 2021, pardon me, there's never been the amount of cash in investment, venture capital in real estate ever in the past that there was in 2021. I'm wondering what you think about some of those issues, like all these investments and, you know, companies are creating this end-to-end transaction. Is that more important than creating a frictionless transaction? I don't know. What are some of your thoughts about the consumer, the transactions, and what do you see in 2022?
Well, tell me more about what you mean with the end to end. Are you talking about like?
So there's companies out there that have software engineers working on an end-to-end transaction platform where the consumer can be involved in it. Okay. And it goes from the time you meet a consumer with customer relationship management, known as CRM, all the way through the closing statement at the close of settlement services, or in our case in Southern California, escrow. And they're building a platform for ease of use from the consumer standpoint that can interface with the agent. My only problem with that is that it forgets what the main issue is. The key issue is, and the key element, is the pain point of a transaction period. The pain of getting a loan, the pain of getting through the paperwork and the process of buying a home. We should be able to get a loan done in 48 hours.
Right.
No matter who you are, what you're doing or anything, there is artificial intelligence that can read things. There's people that can make decisions. And there's just so many pieces of that need to be improved. I'm just kind of trying to get your thoughts on what you think.
Well, just thinking back on 2021, and then I'll talk about 2022. I think 2021 was such an incredible market in that we had we had very little inventory. We had inventory.
The lowest on record.
Lowest on record. So I think there was so much scrambling by the agents to help their clients, especially the buyers, get into properties, that I think that we didn't have as an industry, and I know there are people building these end-to-end transactions, we didn't have as an industry time to sit back and really figure out what the best thing for the consumer is, because we were really flying by the seat of our pants trying to get people into homes, trying to get these buyers into homes.
Sure.
And I think looking forward to 2022, I think it's going to be a fantastic market, because I think that things are going to open up a little bit more, and I think some of these people that have been working on the end-to-end transactions, people like you and other people out there that are working on somebody being pre-qualified for a home loan, you know, within one day, I think a lot of this is going to come to fruition, and I think that the consumer will demand to be more involved and have it be more transparent in the future, because they'll see a little piece of it from different companies. And I think somebody like you, Mike, somebody like Seven Gables, that I think we're going to be a company coming out of 2022 that's going to be able to pull all these pieces together. I think we're going to have a great end-to-end transaction. I think we're going to have the pain points of the transaction smoothed out with artificial intelligence and the other, you know, different various things that we need. And I think it's going to be an industry where people are going to be happy to be in an escrow and buy a home and sell a home versus having any pain point. I really think 2022 is going to be that year.
Okay, so you're looking at it from the start of the year. So now let's have some fun, okay?
Okay.
Let's fast forward to January of 2023.
Right.
Okay? And see if you answer it the same way. But January of 23, you're looking back, and we're having this conversation, and I asked Lisa, what just happened in 2022? What happened? And you have to say everything in past tense.
I know. I think in January 2023.
I know, right? It's hard to even fathom right now.
I think we are going to look back and say, you know what, 2022 was the year things really shifted for the consumer, for the benefit of the consumer in real estate. I think that agents who are part-time agents, who are not experts, who are not educated, who are not with brokerages that really educate them and take care of them. I think those agents are going to be past tense. I don't think they're going to be able to compete, for great sellers and buyers. And I think that these end-to-end transactions, I think that the different paths to make things easier for the consumer, to make it transparent to the consumer, to have the consumer involved, and to have us involved, because there's always the people element to it. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to come out in January of 2023 saying, this was a great year that we really cleaned things up. I think that I think we as an industry are going to have an opportunity, had an opportunity in 2022 to clean things up. And I think everything that we're dealing with, hopefully, with this virus and all of the different things that we're dealing with, they've been great tools, though, in certain ways. And I think that we're going to come out of that also. I'm kind of an eternal optimist.
You are.
But
that's okay. I agree with you.
I'm really thinking that we're going to look back on 2022 as a year of great strides in our industry, and be proud of it.
I agree with you 100%. I think this is the most pivotal year in real estate in the industry as a whole that we will see, if we have seen in quite some time, and perhaps even into the future. And the reason I say that, it's based on the amount of capital and venture capital money that flowed into the industry in 2021 and 2020, especially 21. And I think we'll begin to see the results of those investments in 22.
I agree.
I think there's going to be so much change. And I agree with you. I think looking back a year from now, I'm going to be, I'm going to answer part of that in my own question.
Good.
I think what happened was the part-time agents still sold a house or two, but they're very disappointed about their productivity for the year. They're very disappointed and have lost hope in some cases about furthering themselves in an industry that will become immeasurably more difficult, I think, for them to compete.
Absolutely.
And I think, the independent companies like us and other companies across the country need to really sharpen their skills and discover their purpose and match it with the transactional piece that's necessary to proceed forward.
Right.
And I think that's going to be part of my next question of you, transitioning into that. So tell me a little bit about you and what is your purpose in real estate?
Well, I think my purpose in real estate, going back when I started in real estate, was really to take care of my clients, to make sure that they were in the homes that they wanted to be in, to make sure that I was transactionally, they were happy with the process. My purpose was always to serve every single family, not just one part of the family, but an entire family, parents and children and grandchildren, and to really be somebody's real estate agent or advisor for life. Really, that was my purpose. That's what I wanted to achieve. Now, moving into my role as a leader here, my purpose is really to do the same for our agents, to make sure that they're taken care of, that their transactions are smooth, that they have the tools they need from us, the support they need from us, the education they need from us to stay ahead and to take really good care of all of their clients. And I think we take care of our agents with our hearts and our agents' families. And my purpose is to help everybody go home at the end of the day and say, this is a good day, and I have a good life. I mean, that's.
So now I'll ask you the difficult question, right?
Yeah.
I understand that because we know traditionally the transactional person is kind of blah. They don't, they're in it for transactions. A lot of them burn out of the industry, or they get burned out, and the purpose-driven person never makes any money.
Right.
So you have to blend. I feel like you have to blend
Absolutely.
those two important factors. So how do you blend transactional with purpose?
Well, that goes to the Simon Sinek. You have to find your why.
Okay.
And when you find your why and your purpose, and you really go down and I look at my why. My why, I have a purpose, but I also have things that I want to achieve, and most of our agents here want to achieve with their lives. For instance, buying investment properties, paying for their children's education, retiring, doing different, various things. Those things costs money.
Sure.
And I think we learned this, in a lot of our education through Ninja Selling. You star everything that you have a purpose, and a lot of those things do take money or finances. And I think that helps transactionally, because when you go out to help, or our agents go out to help families, they have to sell homes in order to fund their life.
Right.
So if you have a why, and the why is not always something that's money driven, but a lot of it is, things take funds. For me, it was always like, I knew I wanted to take care of all these people, but I also knew that I had 3 children to put through college. And so those things combined helped me be focused on, I'm taking care of these people, but I'm also in this business for a profit. And to make money, so that takes transactions.
Great point. Great point. So, when I'm listening to you kind of explain this, and I can see the two being complementary to one another.
Right.
My question to you is, now how do you take? Here's the kind of umbrella to both of those. How do you take the 12-week year plan that we use at Seven Gables, because it's different than other companies. Nobody else uses that.
Right.
And because we know it works too, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you take that and combine it with transactional and purpose to create a 12-week plan?
Okay, so
This is really important for an agent to get this.
I'll use a great example that just happened in real life today. So we were on a call with Brian Moran, the author of 12-Week Year, and one of our agents at the Coast office volunteered to let everybody know one of his goals for the 12-week year. And he's a newer agent, and then he had these goals, but he took this small goal, or a short-term goal of making a certain amount of money within the first 12 weeks. I believe it was $50,000 GCI.
Correct.
Okay, so there's transactional. So you have to make $50,000 in 12 weeks. He has to have transactions.
Correct.
Correct. So he took that, and then what were his tactics to getting those transactions? And to me, those were all purposeful things. He was taking people 2 lunches a week to people he knows that know him, like him, and trust him, or past clients, 2 coffees a week, so many personal notes, this many calls a day. It was about reaching out and helping the consumer, or his friends, or his family, or his past clients, reaching out to them to see how he could bring them value. These are all his tactics.
You noted that, yes.
So then those people are either going to say, oh, aha, it's time for me to do something, or, hey, this guy is fantastic. He's just calling me. He's taking me to coffee. He's taking me to lunch. My aunt's moving. My grandma's moving. So by him being purposeful with all these relationships, it's going to turn into, and we know this happens, by being purposeful, that translates to transactions.
It does.
So
sure.
to me, there's here's my transactional goal that my money goal, which means transactions, but I have to do purposeful things to get to those transactions.
Or vice versa.
Or vice versa.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because the transactional things will create the purpose, right?
It's the same.
Purpose.
And the great thing is, if you are in, and we are in this industry, you and I'm in this industry because I love real estate, I love people, and I love helping people. And real estate's, I learned a long time ago, people want to talk about the market. They want to talk about real estate. You have something in common with anybody, anywhere. No matter where you are, you can have a conversation with somebody because they want to know. So I thought that 12-week year today, that call, that simple, I want to make $50,000 in 12 weeks.
Oh, and he also said, I want to build a real estate team.
And that was more long-term.
Right. That was more his vision.
His
of where
vision.
he wanted to go with it.
Right. And then
again,
what
part
he's
of his
going to,
purpose.
and I don't remember if he started working on those tactics yet, but that was more long-term
I don't
vision.
think he had yet.
But I think for a real estate agent today to go through and do a 12-week year, every 12 weeks, I can't imagine the results that are going to happen with people that are really going to take this and implement it. It's going to be, I'm super excited.
I am too.
For everybody.
I'm really excited to see the results and how
Me
they
too.
react to it at the end of those 12 weeks in April, because I think there's going to be some meaningful impact, not only personally, but in business for these folks.
Right.
And I'm so proud that we brought it to everybody. I really am, because I think it works. It worked for us.
Yeah.
We took our top 20, as you know, kind of leadership, department leadership, whatever, and enrolled them into the 12-week year that we started back in October. And as we finished just the other day on our 12 weeks, I know our team goals. Every single box was checked on our team goals, which was amazing.
Right.
And I have a feeling that I didn't get everybody's personal goals, but a lot of the personal goals I know were achieved because of what people were writing to me. And I think their business goals, like one person sent it in today, another 100%. She's had 100%, 100%, 100%. Amazing stuff.
Right.
On their scorecards, because what we measure, we know we improve, right? And you put that together with having an accountability partner, put that together with a sense of urgency to get things done in 12 weeks instead of waiting till November, December to build your year.
Well, and I like the fact that you score every week, so you really you really can look at every week and tell yourself the truth.
Right.
I worked on this. I did not work on this. So what?
Do it next week.
Do it next week.
Exactly.
But it was really good to look back on every week. So if you went a week where it wasn't such a productive week, towards your 12-week year, you knew the next week, I got to get on this because I only have 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right. There's a sense of urgency. Definitely. Well, I think it's done very well for us. We'll see how it does for our team now that we have so many people enrolled in it. The results will be, it'll give us a great sense of data, too, that we can look at and see where it went well, where it didn't, things like that.
Right.
Seven Gables is positioned well in Orange County. We love what we do. We have a great team, great leadership team. What do you see happening in 2022, just specifically for our agents and specifically for the company itself? Where would you like to see it go? What's Lisa's vision of that? In a major leadership role that you have, where would you like to see the company go in 2022?
Well, I think that agents and maybe small offices, I really see people coming to us. I see us attracting a new group of people that want to have a company and a culture and associates and leadership like we have. I see people coming to us saying, other agents, other small companies saying, you know what, we know what's happening here in 2022 and we know where this is going and we want something better than we have. We want good direction. We want to stay in this business and we want help. And I see us growing. I really do. I think we've grown once, doubling the size. And I think that in 2022 that we're going to grow some more. I don't know about doubling again, but I see taking on more agents and more offices because I think we are a type of a team that can help a lot of people. And by helping a lot of people, helping agents with their careers and with their expertise in real estate, with their expertise in their transactions, that's just great for the consumer and it's great for our industry. And I see us growing. I see us growing, probably, I don't know, more into South County.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think
you never know.
I just look at Seven Gables' presence where we have our footprint, and we have, without a doubt, a fantastic reputation. You can talk to any agent whether they're happy in their company or not, and they say, "You're with Seven Gables." Seven Gables agents are great agents, because we are. In so many ways, we've armed people, and we just have associated with people that are just so good at what they do. And I think that there's room for more of those agents outside of our footprint. And I'm excited to see us grow and have our culture expand because we have a great culture. What is it, 7 or 8 years in a row we've been the best workplace, one of the top workplaces
in all of Orange County.
In all of Orange County.
Across all businesses, I know.
And across all businesses. And you know what? Obviously, I've been here a long time. I just know what a special place it is, and I think there's room in this special place for more special people.
There just might be.
Yep.
We don't know. We can't let that cat out of the bag yet, can we?
No.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We're open to it. I'm really, really open to it.
We're open to it.
Yeah.
Okay. We're hoping to it. No,
Yeah.
we're open to it. Well, I appreciate that thought, and thank you for being with me today.
You're
Spending
welcome.
some
Thanks,
time.
Mike.
You know, I really appreciate it. We don't ever have these kinds of conversations very often, and it's really nice to spend that time with you.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thanks.
Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me today.
You bet.